All right, so we're live now. Welcome to our Fika this afternoon. My name is Joyce Talag. I'm your Fika host. We're streaming live from my public page, Coffee with Joyce. But we also have a little watch party going on at the Gal Cafe, which is a community for professional women globally, not just here in the Philippines. If you're tuned in and you wish to be part of the conversations, just go to bit.ly.com/join Gal Cafe, or you may head over to the search bar on your Facebook page and look for Gal Cafe, the community, and join us. Okay, so we are now on the second season of our Fika or virtual coffee break learning sessions. So dahil nung first season, ang naging topics natin were about coping during COVID. Ngayon, we're transitioning to the new normal. So our theme for Fika Season 2 is Bounce Back Better. And we have a hashtag for that. I'll just show it to you. Hashtag Bounce Back Better. Okay. Now, let me just give a little recap on the first two sessions. Okay, our intention kasi for this Fika Season 2 is not to tell you that, okay, this is what's going to happen in the new normal. Hindi po tayo manghuhula. But what we hope to impart and help you build is your confidence to face the uncertainty out there. We still don't know what's going to happen. But what's really important is for you to have this confidence. So I have a question for you, and I put this as a poll at the Gal Cafe. On a scale of 1 to 5, okay, I want some interaction here. Okay, padamdam natin ang support natin kay Mommy Lei. On a scale of 1 to 5, how confident are you that you can bounce back better? With 1 as the lowest and 5 as the highest. Now lang as we speak. Okay, how confident are you that you can bounce back better? Okay, next. Okay, so again, going back, the first two sessions natin, we talked about on the first session, breakthroughs. We had a live coaching workshop with yours truly, and we just defined what breakthroughs are. This is the transition period, symbolically, in between night and day. Parang daybreak, diba? Breakthrough. So, I gave you questions to trigger the insights that you will need so you can have that pivot. Okay? The second speaker naman, we had somebody from Colombo, a coach and a counselor who works with adults in terms of managing their grief and life changes. So she gave us a talk naman on the building blocks of resilience. So the first two sessions, mostly mga concepts yung na-pick up natin. And what's a better way to impart knowledge than to show actual stories and actual examples? So yung speaker natin ngayon is very special. Actually, wala akong ibang maisip na pwedeng i-guest today other than this fine mom entrepreneur. With the topic, Breakthroughs in Brokenness, we have somebody who founded an 8,000 strong community called MOMpreneurs Club Philippines, which is composed of seasoned and aspiring mom entrepreneurs here in the Philippines. She did this as a way of paying it forward for the success of her perfume business, Belle Âme Essentials, which won several multiple awards and is actually a product of the business pivot that she made during her personal crisis. So, hindi ko na patatagalin, but before that, can you also type in your answers for what do you hope to take away from this Fika with our special guest, all the way from Las Piñas, Mommy Lei Ermitanio. Hello, Mommy Lei.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? How all of you? How are you? So thank you for inviting me here, Mommy Joyce.
Well, you're very busy lately, Mommy Lei. Congratulations for the launch of your new product.
Yes, thank you
Okay.
so much. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, people are now talking about pivots for their careers, for their business, for their personal lives. It sounds like it's such a big word these days as we
Mhm.
adapt to the new normal. Mommy Lay, just very quickly, can you give us your top three defining pivots?
Okay, top three defining pivots were um, us moving from my province to
Mhm.
Metro Manila. Second was when I founded Belle Âme Essentials. And third is when I founded the MOMpreneurs Club Philippines. The first one, why it was, actually it's the biggest. It's If it didn't happen, all of these won't happen too. So, like almost a decade ago, we were in Bulacan because it's my
Mhm.
hometown. When my parents both passed away, I needed to um, manage the small business and the house that my parents left. So, but things didn't happen as planned or as how I wished it should be. And actually, there were so many struggles back there. So finally, we decided to move to Metro Manila, and that's the beginning. So from when we moved here, that's the time I was able to gain my self confidence back or my self esteem back. Because back in Bulacan, like I felt like I was so dumb that I couldn't even answer some questions or marketing questions like what, and I couldn't even talk to people or strangers that I feel nervous every time that I talk to strangers before. And there was even a time that we sold junk from the backyard just to get through for the week. So yeah,
Mhm.
it was really hard back there. So yeah, moving here in Metro Manila, I was able to revive my self esteem. I started to hope again or dream bigger again, and then that's also the time which led to building the Belle Âme Essentials. So Belle Âme Essentials is the big breakthrough itself. I had a lot of I achieved a lot that I didn't imagine that I will achieve when I built the Lam Essentials. So this business is really very dear to me. So I gained awards because of this. I was able to guest on different TV shows and featured on newspapers because of this business. So parang, who would have thought that I just really wanted an extra income back then because when we moved here in Metro Manila, I first taught foreign students or students from abroad. I taught them online, and then I thought of just going back to entrepreneurship again. So I wanted to another business. So I put up Belle Âme Essentials, and then actually one of also the reason why I wanted to put up the business is because for me to be able to give a little to charity activities or do some charity activities. So I couldn't do that if I have limited income. So I wanted more, and that's why the name Dalam, because Dalam is a French phrase which means beautiful soul. So
Wow.
that's the history of the name of my business. So there, and then yeah, I was blessed because of this business. So I think the Lamb Essentials itself is a breakthrough. And of course, the Mompreneurs Club PH, when I founded it, it's like I was able to connect with a lot of moms, and then somehow was able to, you know, uh, people recognize me because of the community that I built. So yeah, it, those three were my biggest pivot or the defining moments of my life.
So, as you were describing those pivots, what I realized, just going back to our last two Fika sessions, There are events that really trigger these pivots. In your case, for the first one, which really opened all the doors, was to make that big move. So it's that big, bold step forward. And I'm sure I read that very nice essay that you had at your website. Now, it was a major decision. The things, even in that decision, it took events also in your personal
So,
life for you to finally, okay, now I'm going to make this move. Now, okay, I'm curious again, just going back to the last Fika. According to Sukanya, resiliency that is a strength that is built over time. And the thing is, we don't know that we are resilient people unless we are faced with a crisis, with a critical point in our life. So, going back to that big move, leaving Bulacan, which was your comfort zone in the what were the events that triggered that move or that big decision?
for big decision from moving from Bulacan to Metro Manila, right?
Yes,
Um,
Namin.
First, because I was managing the business that my parents left, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel that it was enough to sustain our family, which was already getting bigger that time. Because I think I was, yeah, pregnant at that when that happened, and then I also didn't feel the growth, like, I was, because it was a grocery, so you just buy and sell, there's no creativity or stuff like that. Because before that, I also worked
Mm-hmm.
for what do you call this, events management for corporate, or we used to organize corporate events. So the marketing, the creativity, so that was me. So when we were in Bulacan, we needed to stay there. I needed to manage the grocery. Parang, hi, this is not me. I couldn't, really, I couldn't execute the creativity in my mind until, parang I felt dumber and dumber every day. And then I wanted something big, so I risked big as well because I wanted something big, which was not really right. So I spent most of the properties and the money that my parents left to me. That's why we ended up, almost nothing because the business were like that. It's like we're not thought well, it,
Mm-hmm.
not planned well. So, and then it was the interest wasn't my interest. So it was just like fed
Okay.
to me that this is good, you try that. But it wasn't my interest at all. So parang,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you should not go to business like that. You should be like very hands-on when you go into a business na mas malaki rin yung risk. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that was, a big mistake. So, things happened, we lost a lot, and then, yung feeling that you had to produce, you had to get through the week. For you to get through the week, you need to sell stuff from your house na lang, parang ganon. So, it should not be the lifestyle that my kids should grow up to. Parang hindi pwede
Mm-hmm.
to. It shouldn't be like this. So, hindi ko rin maatim na I feel so dumb that, people who I don't know suddenly ask me questions. I stammer. Parang I feel nervous. Parang taong gubat ka ba talaga ako? So, I didn't feel it was right. So, uh, I was really asking my husband if we could move na from Bulacan to Metro Manila, but we have 3 kids who are attending
Yeah.
school. The tuition fee, the difference of the tuition fee from in Bulacan, in the province versus here in Metro Manila. So it's very big difference. So parang yun palang medyo mahirap na for us. Um, and then what else? Burglary. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the main reason why my husband was convinced na, hindi na kayo pwede dyan. Because my husband that time, Uh, because yun nga, yun medyo nahihirapan na kami. So, we had to go back to work in corporate. So, what happens is like, every week lang siya, or every weekend na siya umuwi. Which I think yung mga magnanakaw, yung mga burglars, they knew that there was no man in the house. So, nanakawan kami twice. And the second one, nagising talaga ako, and I was really shouting that because I saw them go, inside our yard. Yes, they were already inside the yard. Parang, I was really in panic. Sobrang nalalamig talaga ako. When I saw them, I wanted to, if I really had something or a weapon or a gun, I could have shoot them. And then, parang, the area we were living in, it's parang sobrang alayo ng mga kapitbahay namin. So parang nakakatakot talaga. And our yards, like, it's parang kasi yung lot area is 1,000 square meters. So imagine, ang laki nung space. Tapos hindi lahat yan well lit. So parang nakakatakot talaga. It's not really safe for us, for me and the kids. So maybe that's why the husband also was also convinced that we should move. And also, there's another one pa pala. Before after the burglary, husband naman got into an accident. So he couldn't drive. So it was like injury sa knee. So he couldn't drive back and forth every weekend. So yeah, that's it. So we need to move na to Metro Manila. So it was a very, very big risk. So, parang resiliency there is that you should not just take things na passively, na parang this happened and I'll just cry. Hindi pwede. Parang you have to get back up and then try harder to change your life. Parang actually, there's one line that I read in a newspaper.
Go ahead, sige.
One line I read in a newspaper, parang at the midst of thinking na, lipat na ba kami or what, gano'n. Parang, I forgot the exact words, pero parang it goes something like this, na parang, don't expect something different to happen if you keep doing the same things every day. So parang,
okay. What is it that you wanted, Mommy Lei?
I wanted everything to change. Parang I didn't want my kids to grow up that our lifestyles like that. Parang you just think every week, how are we going to get who? No, hindi yan. And then I wanted change for myself too. I wanted to redeem myself because I was losing my self-esteem na parang it's not also healthy for the kids to witness me like that. So parang, syempre yung mood mo when you're not at your best self. So, ang sasado nun yung kids. So parang, not good. And of course, yeah, preparation for the future of the kids. So those were the reasons of the big decisions that we made in our lives. They're the biggest whys.
Yeah, the biggest whys. We all have our best hopes behind the steps that we take, whether they're big or small. Now, I'm curious kasi you've been talking about your kids. And I wanted to just check kasi sabi nga, resilience is something that you have built over time. And now we're looking at you as a mom who was a kid before. What do you think is it about you that made you resilient through all these years?
I'm sorry, what is it about?
You. What is it that you have that made you feel resilient or made you become a resilient person through all the years?
You wanna hear? You wanna know? I'm very stubborn. I'm a very, very stubborn person. Parang angal agad ng parents ko because of hard-headed. But I think it's in a good way because I see roadblocks, I see dead ends as, redirection. I don't accept dead ends. Parang hindi pwedeng dead end to eh. This is my goal and I need to get there. So there should just be a, reroute. So that's me. So I think that worked for me that's the one working for me the whole time, as my stubbornness. So yeah, stubbornness means maybe my resiliency and my grit. So yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That's me. That's my being stubborn. That's me being stubborn.
How does this apply? Because you just made a recent pivot, right? You produced the new product in the midst of a pandemic. Na lahat naka-quarantine. So if you can tell us about, this product and how were you able to use your stubbornness into something, quite creative and productive during this time.
Yes. Siguro maybe it started from a need. That parang, hey, this is
Mm-hmm.
the product that I need. That where will I get it? Uh, just to mention, maybe they don't know yet. Our product is this. It's
Sige.
It's Hello Cleanse. So it's an
Okay.
alcohol-free and multi-purpose sanitizer. So it's also non-toxic. So you could use it practically to anything. Hands, maybe food. Like it's really non-toxic, safe sa kids. So I wanted a ready to use disinfectant that I could use to whatever I needed to disinfect at that moment. Because parang before, I used to order from my friends pala who posted, oh, you need to dilute this, blah, blah, blah. Parang, until na, parang 2 months na yung nabili ko. I haven't diluted it yet. So parang nakakatamad. I need ready to use na. Tapos, that one pa, you can't use sa hands. Or parang,
Yeah.
pag ginamit ko sa hands, kakain ako chichirya, parang, is it safe? Baka may makain ako toxic or yung kids ko,
Mm-hmm.
they might have, you know, makakain din ng something toxic. So parang, I need to produce a product to feel this because I'm for sure, tila naman ako yung mom na may need nun eh. So,
That's right.
parang, and then, you know, I was able to meet some people and, advisors then how this product can, come to life.
And
And
you
then,
did all that in the last, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you did
yeah,
all that in the last 20 days. Okay. So
yes, yes.
another thing about resilience kasi, we're not just talking about personal characteristics like, you're being stubborn or determined and whatever it is that helps you cope or bounce back or you desire to have that change in your life. The thing is, meron din tayong skills and external resources that we can actually use to help us bounce back better. So in your case, you mentioned you have your contacts who help you develop the product. What else would be the skills and resources that you were able to use for
Um,
this?
for the resources like shipping, we have
Mhm.
Lalamu, we have Grab. So I thought initially I thought my market would just be in Metro Manila. But just before I launched the product, JNT
Mhm.
Express, which is the partner of our community, MOMpreneurs Club page, announced that
Mhm.
uh, they're going to be back on operations, so they will be operating again. So we're like, wow, girl, it's a very good timing. So I tapped the person that we have our contact sa JNT and asked if they can accommodate my shipment kasi I thought as far as I know that time they reopened for Shopee, just for Shopee.
Mm, okay.
So parang I'm not on Shopee and parang can they cater on my needs to distribute my items outside Metro Manila, and then they said yes. So parang hi, it's a big help. But I think now kahit hindi Shopee they can accommodate na. But when I was starting, parang struggle yun sa akin, parang paano kung merong interested outside Metro Manila. But then they were able to help me. So that one, I think the connections that you built before, you need, you need to, have a good relationship with them because you don't know the time when the time that you will also need their help. So which happened to me now that my connection with JNT Express. Yeah. So that one. And I think also for the skills, because my other source of income is my freelance work. I also do digital marketing services. I offer digital marketing services for clients abroad. actually don't do local clients anymore. But yeah, more on foreign clients. So I think
So
my
this is
skill
really
for that,
good.
yeah, in digital marketing or social media marketing really helped me kasi now talaga everything is online eh. So parang how are
Yeah.
you going to introduce your product to a bigger market if you don't use the social media where a lot of people are in now. So parang sino ba hindi sa social media ngayong panahon na to, di ba? Because we are bored, so it's the only stuff and the TV that that we use. So it was a big help. So that skill also helped me for my business.
Okay, so in hindsight kasi, we see things clearly. And
Mm-hmm.
somehow, what we now realize, and what I'm learning from you, Mommy Lee, is that, okay, number one, again, everything is built over time. Siguro yung pinaka nandyan lang, the foundational characteristic is your determination, your stubbornness. But when it comes to your skills and resources, parang ano siya eh, it supplements the strength.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's the
Right.
strength that kind of pushes you forward. But at the same time, your social networking or social marketing skills, it's not something that, you're just born with. It's something that you spent years to build. In the same way, with your contacts, with your network, your relationship with JNT. Can you just imagine that? Ang ganda ng timing, Mommy Lay.
Yeah, true, perfect. Pero because I also prayed for this plan. Uh, I know there will be a lot of challenges because we were on ECQ and the supply chain was really disrupted. So parang
That's
how I
true.
will get through this? How will I push this launch? I actually set a date. I told myself I need to launch this product on this date. So I gave
Mhm.
myself that. And then along the way, like, oh, no more bottles here or no more stuff like that. So there were so many challenges, but then, no, I'm stuck to this launch date. There should be, I should be set when this date comes. So parang, I prayed for this. I prayed for everything, and then God, showed me the way. Like every day, there are okay. Lay, you go here. This is the person that you. Parang God did that to me, and then I successfully launched the business, and then now it's getting bigger, and the product, and now it's getting bigger and bigger. The reach of the product is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm so happy about it.
So yeah, you just told me you already have the product in being sold in Visayas. So
Yeah.
just quickly, spirituality is also a strength that
Mm-hmm.
is unique to individuals. Some people would rely on their spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
during this time. Some would rely on their creativity.
Yeah.
Maybe some people would have a mix of both. Mommy, you mentioned the reach of your new product, Hello Plants, is now getting broader. You mentioned earlier at the backstage na you have na in Visayas. Are there what opportunities are there for the mompreneurs who are listening to us right now?
Oh, actually, I have a group of mommies from our community, MOMpreneurs Club PH,
Mhm.
who can drop ship. Actually, it's limited to them lang the drop shipping offer that they don't have to, uh, uh, invest or capital, maglabas ng capital. They can already resell my product. But, that's exclusively offered lang sa members ng community. So, because I know uh, a lot of them also need source of income. So, parang tulong na din na, oh, you can just promote this, you have this cut, there's certain amount of cut, and ako na mag-ship to directly to your clients. So, yeah, I'll do drop shipping for you, parang gano'n. So, I have a few resellers or drop shippers from the community. And nakatulong naman. And if you have viewers here that who might be interested na mag-drop ship, then you just send me a message and tell me that you were able to watch this webinar. So I may be able to, give you a little source of income then.
So how can the moms, aspiring entrepreneur moms, reach you, Mommy Lou?
I'm sorry.
How can they reach you?
Ah, I think you just find me on Facebook.
Okay.
Just yeah, you see that name. Just follow. Just message me on through that. We also have a Facebook page. It's Mommy Lei. Or if
Okay.
you are at Mommy Lei PH. Or also through the page of MOMpreneurs Club PH. So I can also answer through those medium.
Okay. So yeah, we're wrapping up. Uh, yeah, we've had our Fika break already. It's about to close. Mommy Lay, if there is one thing that you can impart to our moms who are listening, how can they bounce back better after this pandemic or even during this pandemic?
Mm-hmm. Well, I must say, of course, they should find first their why, and their why should be strong enough for them to push themselves to bounce back. Because parang
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have, a strong reason to bounce back, parang, ay, next time na lang, ganon. So, you might delay or something, but you need to have a very good reason why would you want to bounce back. And then, of course, be flexible because at this, time, there are so many challenges like what I've mentioned, like the disrupted supply chain itself is a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
shipping is a challenge. Uh, so you must be flexible and what else? Uh, Focused. So you should know what your goal is. So whatever roadblocks are there, you still know where you are going to. And
Mm-hmm.
also parang to help you not uh, wait now 10 minutes. Sorry.
It's
Kasi
okay.
like
Everybody experiences. Mm-hmm.
but it's okay. What was my last word? Yun nga, so I mentioned focus and
Mm-hmm.
flexibility and oh man, I lost it. um, yeah, you should. Yeah, we should also not naman okay. Of course, we have goals, but not so much pressure on ourselves. Then, kasi baka naman ma-exhaust tayo kaagad. So, know that we have short terms and long terms. And the short term is, get through this ECQ, earning kahit papano, and then after this pandemic, then we go big. But of course, while we're getting there, we prepare pa rin. But the expectations for ourselves, well, let's just be nice to ourselves then, not too much pressure. You just know that you have this short term goal, which is to get through ECQ na earning, you're healthy, you are able to eat 3 times a day, ganyan. And then the bigger stuff should, should be planned while on ECQ, pero you execute it after the pandemic period. So yun lang.
Well, I had a lot of insights and learnings from this conversation, Mommy Lay. Number
Hmm.
one is there are events that will make us decide to take that big step forward. And usually, there's also a reason behind this. And that is the why. Usually, we want, in your case, you wanted change to happen. And that change had to happen in the form of, okay, I will move houses. It was a really big decision. Second, from what I picked up, Mamile, strength is in it. You had it since you were a kid, being stubborn. But at the same time, over the years, you built the skills and the resources that help you make these pivots all throughout your life. And right now, you just launched a new product. Ang nakatulong doon, yung mga contacts, networks, your social media marketing skills that you built over time. And then, going back to your advice, it seems that stubbornness was something that you were able to use positively, constructively. That is because, di ba, parang it's your drive to move forward. It's your why.
Mhm.
And then the focus. Ang lahat ng positives na medyo daming pwede rin. But you
Mhm.
said it well. Focus, knowing what's the short term, what's the long term, And along the way, what I also like about what you said is, huwag natin kakalimutan, again, resilience is continuously built. So habang ginagawa natin si short-term and long-term, we're also building, again, our resiliency resources for the next, hopefully, wala na, but, you know, for the next crisis that we might encounter. So thank you so much, Mami Lei, for,
Thank you,
imparting
Ben.
your wisdom. Yes, and do not forget to contact Mommy Lei, okay, through her pages and through her social media accounts. Since we're still talking about motherhoods, and now dumarating na ang mga Meralco bills natin, or electricity bills. Yeah. So next week, we're now going to talk about rebuilding your personal balance sheet in the time of COVID. So we have somebody who is also a mom and a wife herself, so she takes care of budgeting. At the same time, she's a two-time $1 million roundtable worldwide member, financial planner. So Eileen Hamid will join us for Fika next Wednesday. So again, dolls, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry for a little overtime, but we wish that you were able to pick up something that will help you bounce back better. Have a great day, folks. Bye.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.